We're live.
Yay.
All right. Hey, if everyone out there is watching this, bear with us because this is the first time I've tried this, and Matt couldn't even figure out his own computer over there. So Zach, give me. So everyone, this is Mac. Some of you have trained with Mac. I'm hearing an echo. I don't know if that's true. All right. I got Zach here, everyone too. But some have trained with Mac. Some of you have not. Mac is one. Um, elder statesman at right, Mac. All right. Cash going, but not a full beat. Anyway, guys, welcome. First of all, I have Zach, Coach Zach. We're gonna anybody else that wants to file in on what this is Mac. I go over a game review, and we go and then I down game that the analysis, and then we do you're seeing, but go want to chime in and tell everyone your experience, maybe. Did he? Matt, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you talk. Bring you in. Um,
You're like going in and out for me right now.
it's okay. My bad. Okay,
It's not your fault. I don't know if it's the speakers on here.
okay. Let me. Should I try without the AirPod? My technical sound guy over here. Matt, all right. Here's what. So Mac was going to tell everybody how my sound guy says I sound good with everybody, and go over the clips, and we will allow to share screen. Zach, just give me the thumbs up. Let me know we are good to go. Yep. Matt, can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. We'll go over these. So the I always like to for our build out clip. Okay. So that's in possession. He has some
Andy,
concept.
and
Yo,
as soon as you start talking, you're freezing and cutting out. So like as soon as you start talking, it cuts out. And I don't try playing the video to see if the video moves, or if it's I'm trying to figure out what's cutting out. If it's us or you.
can you hear me better now?
Yeah, but it's not that I can't hear you. It's the screen's freezing. So I'm trying to figure out if
Okay.
it's on your side or my side.
All right. So I'm gonna play the video.
Yeah,
How's that look?
it's choppy.
Okay. Well, we'll make the best. How's the live stream look? Okay, so we're gonna make the best of this. We don't normally live stream this, so that could be part of the problem.
Okay.
But that's okay. All right, so you can see we're in possession here, and the thing I want you to think about, Mac, is your first instinct needs to be to look beyond the easy short ball, right? So let's look to break lines. This is gonna allow us to play faster, right? Get into a more optimal space quicker, but also watch what happens here. So we take the touch, we play a slow outlet to the shorter pass, and it allows them to come over cross shift and get set again. So we really haven't gone anywhere. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So we end up going back in that instance. Okay. On this clip. All right. This is going to be a ball over the or through ball. I could hear, I don't have the sound on, but I could hear coach yelling at you. The same thing I was thinking. Can you provide an option here? Because if you do, we can play out the weak side where there's a lot of space. All right. So let me go back. All right. Demand the ball back. You can hear coach stressing this as well on the film. We end up giving a throw in. So even if he kicks it out anyway, if you're nice and early, at least that gives him the cue and it becomes a habit for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So obviously I've isolated our strong side, put the wording to the strong side, and then obviously everything over here is weak side. So it's going to be a ball over the top. Going to get a little flick. All right. So immediately that should be going through your mind where all the bodies are. So let's have a little bit of urgency to get to this ball and let's take our touch to the weak. Let's advance it quickly where we might have a numerical advantage. Okay. Little bit more urgency. That touch is flat and it basically cuts off with your body. You're cutting off the weak side of the field. If you take your touch forward into this space, all right, you can maybe play over this weak side midfielder there. We end up playing a 50-50 ball, all right, on the strong side of the field. It does nothing for us, right? That's a very difficult ball to bring down, and he does a decent job. But more, 50-50 means 50-50. Right? We end up losing it anyway. Okay. So goal kick on this clip, we play it out. All right. Immediately you start walking towards him, but just like the previous concept, Mac, what do you see? Like what could be a more advantageous spot for you?
More over to my right.
Yeah, but also higher up the field because there's not a central defender cutting that space off for you. So if you support higher up the field, all right, you're walking towards him right now. We can play quicker. You can look to threaten and possibly break lines either on the ground or in the air. All right, so we haven't gone anywhere. All right, once again, we get the ball basically where we started with a goal kick, and we're slow. All right, so now I like how you support here, but still it allows them to come over and get set. We haven't gone anywhere. Same concept here. So you come over. All right, but you come over just to come over. You didn't read this defender. Where could you possibly position yourself to look to break lines again to the weak side?
Probably more over to my left and a little higher.
Yeah, so up here towards the PK spot, push this center back away from you, higher up the field. All right, because once again, there's the note. We don't really go anywhere. All right. We've had the ball now for a while, but we haven't advanced. We haven't gone anywhere. We're not threatening them. All right. So it's the same thing here. Everything is too slow. All right. We haven't made them defend anything. We've only shifted side to side. This is just basically going through the motion. Same idea there. All right. It's too slow. Now we start to advance the ball, but slow by then. Okay. Is that fair? Any questions on that one?
No.
And I know I'm going to rush you through a little bit more than we normally would just to get everyone in and out of this, right? Give them a feel, okay? All right. I like that. That's good confidence right there. We looked at this clip a couple times. There's a few options here. If you take this ball across you and play out around with your left foot, that's an option. Take your touch away from that player. But at the end of the day, I like that. It had to be one touch. It's good confidence, but give information both verbally and visually. So you need to be screaming at them and pointing where you want them to go. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Trying to get that to click back, show you a little bit. All right. Give that information. All right. That's a good play though. It's good action. All right. Once again, we're coming over in support, but be cognizant of your angle to where the pressure point is. If the pressure's here, you don't need to come over and put yourself into pressure. Let the ball do see that? He's overshifted. Yeah. There's nobody on the weak side. Stay a little bit more central. And even if you end up where you are here, where should your first touch be? This ball's coming back to you. Where should it be? Automatic.
Opening to my right.
You got it. You got it. Because that's going to open up a whole host of options here. You take that touch to your right. you may be able to play in that central channel. All right. But it'll manipulate everybody else. Everyone has to react. See 38 right here? If you
Yeah.
take that touch to your right, he may go central. But because you take that flat touch and you're staring down number 8, he's already gone. But look at this outlet on the weak side. We never explore that. All right. So you see the problem. We underhit that. I'm not so much worried about that in the sense that I know you're trying to pad your stats. You want more saves. All right. I know what you're doing there. That's what I used to do. All right. No worries. You see my point though?
Yeah.
All right. That's the right idea. A little bit earlier, a little bit more zip. All right. But I like that. Advance yourself with your actually physically run to the front, give yourself a little bit more space towards the outlet, but that's good. Good outlet here. Good early outlet. We break lines that way. We've left 4 players in the dust just by playing that ball. Well done. All right. That happened a couple times to him.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. It's going to happen. But I think we panic. Shift this defender with your first touch. You play across your body, and that's going to open up the weak side, but also you're going to open up an angle to play for this split in the middle. You see that?
Yeah.
That flat touch really only gives you one option, and that's to play back to the defender. Mind you, Mac, that defender let the ball go under his foot just recently. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Beginning of this play. So you may want to take a touch away and play maybe your central midfielder there anyway. All right. We get away with it, but we could be more optimal there. Whoops. Same player, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So we need this ball in our bag over number 37. All right. You got to have the confidence to clip that ball in. And if you don't have it right now in game, then work on it in training because that ball puts us under. We still have options, right? He can still play this central midfielder. He can open up and play that ball. All right. He ends up playing with the outside of his left foot. I don't love that choice, but we get away with it. But at the end of the day, it allows them to come over, shift, and get set. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Let's explore the weak side first. All right. Where did it come from? It came from the other side. So instead of sprinting forward, sprint towards the weak side. And then that's going to allow you to play that weak side. Okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. We end up coming back. It's fine. We're good there, but we could be more optimal there. All right. So once again, threaten. See, when you threaten to do something, it has a reaction based on their players. So threaten something to open up something else. It's like looking somebody off to open up an option. So if you want to play underneath here, then maybe threaten to come back to the weak side and then play underneath. If you want to play wide, right? But I think we have better options than, that. Right? We can, whoops, I don't want that. All right. If you go back, what about just playing underneath to this guy running forward? Just give it to him. All right. Because even if you hit that ball clean, it's still a 50-50 ball, unless you've got that sidewinder. Once again, look at that weak side space. Let's get it there.
Andy, real quick, a question on that.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, that's something that we can see when you're breaking down the film. What are suggestions for him to be able to see that a little bit sooner, right? Because I think
experience. Yeah, it's experience. Yeah. First of all, this is going to help just going over it, right? But immediately, like, one thing in our bag is, okay, I've taken a cross, an outlet, I've received a ball back, and all of the pressure is coming from one side. My immediate instinct is to take that touch across my body rather than take a flat touch forward. All right. And same thing, ball in our hands. The instinct has to be like through this game film analysis is to, okay, I've seen this. This is going to click at some point. I need to attack the weak side with my running, and then I need to get rid of it. Or at least that needs to be my first look, is to break lines on the weak side. Because if we can throw it over his head, look how much space there is into this pocket.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
right, so once again, though, by doing that, like that's safe, right? We're fine, but everybody's kind of set. All right. Also, give information. Tell them turn, man, turn left, turn right. All right. Not an ideal ball back. Flat touch. Threaten, shift this defender. Right. You see my cursor. Shift him. When you take that touch, he stays. All right. He stays. We're safe here. There's nothing wrong. Like, we're fine. We should be able to get out of that. That guy loves the outside of the foot pass, by the way.
He's not a center back yet.
We were wondering. So good early outlet there. That's good. Okay. All right. So a couple things. This is a ball back to us. Obviously, we talk about strong side, weak side. You can already see the options opening up. When you read a press coming across your body like this, the hard part is the right-footed ball, right? So you have two options here. I'm going to give you one because it's going to come up on screen, but I want you to give me the other solution, okay? So the first option, play anywhere with your right foot away from this player. And if you play it angled into this space, any one of these three guys could pick it up, depending on your weight of the pass. Okay?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
What's the other option here? What's the other solution? Let me stop it right here. What's the other solution?
Maybe take a touch with my left, like towards my right, and then like clip it into that space.
I like, so you're thinking it. Yeah. So you use his momentum against him, right? So it doesn't have to be left foot to right, but go back to the strong side because he's pressing so hard to the central space, right? Look at him jump. So if you use his momentum and you take a touch, you fake that, but you take a touch across your body back to the right, you've solved that as well. But I think the initial one works too, where, you just play it anywhere but that central channel, you're safe. Okay. So good on that one, Mac?
Yeah.
All right. So on this one, look at his body language. Anytime we have a goal kick, I think defenders don't really know what to do. They stand at the corner of the six, or they just stand in a space because, hey, we like to build out. But you're Mahomes here. Move your defender. So the closer we are to him, right, the less optimal we are. If you move this guy away from this defender and move maybe him up, Mac, if he goes to where the end of this arrow is, where my cursor is, 27 has a choice, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What if 27 sprints towards him? What do you do?
Play my outside back.
You could play it over him. Also, look at the central channel because now he's further away. You could lead this player into this central space and he can play that split ball.
Okay,
but let's say
here's another question real quick. Only
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
I know that this is an issue within the team. Mac is
Yeah, a lot of
guys,
these are team
Yeah.
concepts.
Mac is telling these guys what to do,
Yeah.
and they're not listening.
Yeah. So
what do
one
you
thing
do
you
there?
could do is show them this clip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Seriously. Like, hey, look, been going over this. Like, this is why I think this is a good idea. And when I shift you, I'm not trying to be, this macho guy. I'm just trying to do my job, right? And here's how this could work. You could bring this to coach as well. If it's a further conversation, we can take it there. But at the end of the day, you're right. Like, I think one thing we're all learning is how to lead. And I think some people are receptive to a peer's, information and leadership, and some are not. And they're just, they're too cool for school type deal. But at the end of the day, Mac, if you're pointing at him and yelling at him to back up, and you play him into the space you wanted him, all right, that'll get him going there too. But obviously we want him to listen in the first place,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he doesn't want this ball. He just ends up playing back to you. All right. So now we're in this scenario. It is what it is. Why not just play his lead foot and have him advance the ball, accelerate the ball forward? That would probably pull him in central. He could slip that ball wide. All right. I like the idea. I don't think it was on. I like that you're looking longer in there. I don't think it was on in that case. All right. So We're now on wide service cutbacks, guys. All right. So those are our build out clips. There's always the most clips on a build out because we're always on the ball, which, is why we do so much rondo and playing out. All right. For that reason. All right. So wide service. Mac, what do we always talk about when the ball is wide, starting position wise?
Don't be too close to your near post.
Where do you find yourself?
Too close to my near post.
All right. So I also want you to watch your eyes. One common thing throughout this game that I saw was we're never organizing our weak side. All right. So I'm gonna let that command our space higher, more central. All right. You're not defending the goal here. You need to be all consistently swerving your head on a swivel, organizing the weak side, being able to command the space in behind your backs. All right. I think if you're higher, it's easier for you to shout that earlier and there's less hesitation. All right. Early, decisive, and loud. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So I don't know if you remember this or not. This game was a little bit ago, but this ball's going to get played out. My question to you is just simply this. If you knew a cross was coming from right where my cursor was, would you need to take any more steps to the near post?
No.
All right. So the other thing is this ball's played out and this player's going to hit a one-time shot. I'm going to go scroll slow. Look at your footwork. So it's walking, walking, walking. He hits it first time. You're not ready for that ball, are you?
No.
All right. We're not prepared for this. What else haven't you done?
Check my backside.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Excellent. Hey, you haven't checked your weak side. I know the words are there, but I want that hammered into your head at the end of this is you haven't checked your weak side. So what's going to happen on this is way more dangerous than it should have been. I think if you're central, you could probably come take that ball out of the air, but also no one on the weak side is aware. Look at this chance they've created out of nothing. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. All right. You come into screen here. I'm going to have you take over with the commentary. What do you think?
Probably a little too high.
I don't mind your distance from goal, but what about your angle?
Running like backwards, barely even looking.
Yeah, you're out, but you're so far out of the central channel. All right. So, listen, where my cursor is from the middle, if you're side on, you can still, if this ball gets clipped and it's curling into the central channel, you can do the same job. But what are we defending? We're defending the goal in the central space. All right. And at the end of the day, you're so far out. Watch what happens here. All right. So he rounds this defender. What can't you organize here?
Backside.
Backside, because you're cut off from it. All right. Look what happens. If he's about to get onto this ball and the weak side is wide open for a cutback. And you're nowhere near the central channel. So now you finally recover. There's no urgency on his part, but you're still, if I said set for this ball here, you wouldn't be there, would you?
No.
Yeah, you'd be more central, ahead of your post, 45-degree angle. All right. You wouldn't have been able to come for that ball anyway, but the principle's the same, right?
Yeah.
All right. So ball is wide here. Are we organizing? I want you consistently scanning the near post or the weak side. This defender, the guy that let the ball go under his foot twice, 3 times. All right. He gets caught in no man's land so often. So it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to go to this player and deny the cross. The cross is not going to score from there. The player on the end of the cross is, right? So he kind of gets dragged into a space in no man's land. All right. At the end of the day, this is in your hands. We're safe, good positioning. And obviously, I want your first look to be to the weak side. All right. Attack that weak side with your movement. Okay. Threaten it. All right. So once again, look how far the ball is wide. I think maybe you're probably taken up maybe too near. But what's this defender doing? Same guy. Look at this. He's nowhere. There's 3 players far post. Is that your center back?
Yeah.
So, and I know I've seen him play in multiple games, right? This has been an ongoing theme. Like, you've got to maybe take the onus and show him these clips. This is like, this is your ball winner. He's got to be in the mix to win a ball. All right. You could be higher. That's an easier catch. But at the end of the day, that's something that you guys need to sort out. Where's your first look, Mac?
Should be out here to 22.
Weak side. First look. You got it. All right. All right. So I think now we move on to chances against. We've got 4 clips here. We have the ball currently, and we don't have the ball anymore. Okay. So stay alert. I'm watching your body language as this happens. All right. Basically, we have to be pessimistic. You've got to assume your team is going to turn the ball over. All right. We are not a professional outlook here, right? You've got to just assume turnovers happen. And if it does, I'm ready. All right. So turns over. Now we're finding our spot. That's closer than it needs to be, right? All right. So I'm watching you. Weak side defender, common theme. On this one, he's going to take a shot. But look at where you are as this ball, he touches it central. What if this guy had been more ambitious and anticipated and made a run into this? Look how high your line is. So I want you on the hunt. But if he slips this ball and somehow it gets under and he's making a run, I don't think you can cover that ground. See that?
Yeah.
All right. So organize that weak side, bring that weak side defender in, and then maybe drop your line there a little bit more. But you're on the hunt there. You can always deal with a shot from there. All right. Next one, we turn it over. We have to have a little urgency in our voice at this point. What are we protecting, Mac?
The goal.
The goal, the middle of the field, right? But to that point, watch this defender's recovery run. All right. We want to deny any splits, correct?
Yeah.
So no need to step really here. He doesn't need to step. He doesn't need to step. Just contain, delay. Where would you like to see this ball go? If you're going to deal with a shot, where would you like it to be from?
Out wide or out central.
Yeah, probably not slipped into 37. Probably that would be your best outcome is the ball slip wide there, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to allow that split to happen. So he needs to recover kind of outside with the runner. He needs to stay and delay so he can step towards the pass and maybe entice him to shoot from further distance. That step hurts us, right? It presses this guy into doing something. Sometimes the best option is to delay and make him think about options and take away other options and allow for other defenders to recover. All right, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we get forced into it. Now the slip ball happens. Careful from here. If I said, hey, save selection, you've got to make a save in here, probably wouldn't be from a block, would it?
Yeah.
It would need to be with a dive reaction save with our hands. All right. That is a common theme in this game. And I know you're very brave for putting this game out there because you had a couple of those. All right. And it just goes to show you that sometimes like game film analysis is not easy, but this is the best way to learn. Okay.
Yeah.
So too close or too big of a gap for that block save. All right. So ideal if they're going to get a shot off, obviously want it to be the outside. Outside leverage, it's an easier save. So in this case, just making sure our weak side's alert, ready for rebounds. But good. Make sure you're not arching your back to keep those shoulders forward so you can absorb that. If you catch this clean, where's our first look?
Out to 22.
Yeah, maybe, or just just run more central and possibly because they've committed numbers, look for this middle third, which you do. You start to, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a simple ball over the top. We might be on, I think that might have been the last one. So commanding space, we've got 3 clips here. All right. Whoop. What do you think right here? What if he left this ball?
I'm not ready for it.
I think the point is like I want you to have that in your mind. Can I call off, maybe come collect this? If it's hit too high, probably not. But that was on a line. And I think if you're anticipating, you're gonna win out on that race between you and 88 all day. Because that becomes a what if, that player, we lose the ball there when we could have had the ball in our hands, right?
Yeah,
What do you notice right away when I hit pause?
too far away
You
from
got it. What are we protecting?
the center.
The center, right? Specifically being able to keep, this is too casual. Like their body language, this player making a run through, you're drifting, right? Stay central, because what's going to happen, all of a sudden we turn it over. All right. Both of you guys are faced the wrong way. You're side on, but the wrong side. Because if he slips this ball through, he's got to turn, right?
Yeah,
He should be the other side, kind of recovering and almost forcing the ball into a lane that you can come get. You should be central, all right, anticipating on the hunt, side on the other way. All right. We should be delaying this. We want to deny this through ball. And because they're so high, you should be, which you are, you're doing a good job as far as your height goes, but you're not central. All right.
yeah.
What do you think about this ball's going to be slipped past this defender? Like I said, we're a bit in the wrong position. Do you think right away you can come win that with your hands?
Probably, yeah.
So you see that you're already in your mind, you're going to block. And I think, like, I'm going to go back to that note. Like right there, right when it gets by him, I think you're in a decent enough spot to go. And you end up, see how slow you're entering that portion, right? That spacing.
Yeah,
So you've already made up your mind. But I think if you go through the ball with your hands, I think you're safe there. But it's still a good save. You're in a right spot, but I think the decision could have been to go. Any questions on that one? That was an awkward one.
no, that makes sense.
But it really starts, we can deny that through ball all day long. You see that, how that happens?
Yeah,
All right. Okay, so the ball's going to get cleared. This is not a time to tune out. Let's make sure we're organizing, take up space. I'm watching your body language. It could be a little bit more anticipatory, right? All of a sudden, oh, I'm called into action. You call him off. Everything's good there. I think you could have been a little bit more on the hunt, though,
yeah.
But it's good. You were there. You called him off early enough. All right, we're on to defensive set pieces. It's going to go this, and I think goals against. So this is what would you say is the biggest issue right now with this defensive set piece? If I told you a goal was going to occur, where would it occur?
Probably towards the near post space.
You got it. Here's your ball winner.
Yeah.
Why is he here? Just out of curiosity. I'm not having a go. I'm literally asking from a team function.
He says that it's easier for him to track the ball if he's running forward at it.
Cool. Let's see how that works out. All right. Massive gap at the near post. Is he ever going to get there?
No.
Thank God that guy tracked. But I promise you, at this level, sometimes people get beat on these runs, and that's a glaring header. All right. We just did an edit for another game where a goal was scored just like that. All right. So once again, maybe you and that guy need to go grab a coffee together and sit down and watch these clips. All right. Defensive set piece. What's the problem here? What do you think?
I'm too low.
I'd like to see you not backpedaling, right? Hunt, lean forward, but what about your defensive line there?
Kind of like straight.
Yeah, it's flat. There's no cover. So you have your ball winner going up. We should be giving depth here, right? You should be on the hunt, give depth. All right. He should be tucked in right when that guy goes up. You have two players in behind right away giving cover. The player right here, you don't have to be, it's not on the ground, it's in the air. The ball's going to get scored over the top. All right. Don't walk back. And then all that, because it's simple pressure cover bound. Like that concept of a ball winner and giving cover should be every time there's a set piece or every time there's a long ball, big ball, and someone calls for it, right? You should be screaming, hey, cover. All right, that's too dangerous for something that simple. All right. Once again, there's your ball winner, near post space. Shift him to the near and show him why. All right. Ball winner there. He should be competing for that ball. So here you have your near post guy, your zonal defender, and he hasn't come up with one. He's not even close, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's your guy, right? I'm having a go at this. Maybe don't show him this one. These are the goals against. But we talked about numerous times about him drifting. All right. That's your center back. What's he defending right now?
Nothing.
The ball is here. Pull him in, shift. You have players doing his job. They could be more advanced, maybe taking up spaces higher, and he could be doing his job. Right? So this ball gets rolled. Watch him drift. So here he is. Here he is. Where's that ball going to go? On frame, right?
Yeah.
Unless it hits him in the chest, he's useless. It goes over him. What do you know? Watch him again. He's walking. He's walking. He's walking. He's walking. They score. If he was in the mix, at least we'd be able to compete for that, right?
Yeah.
But you got it. Listen, you don't have to be mean about this, but like if you show him this and be like, hey, I just want you to see your effort here. Like this is not acceptable. But also organize him so it's on you as well. Organize him, push people on, and have people be responsible for their jobs, right?
Yeah.
That's your center back. I've never seen a center back in that spacing. This is what happens when they get in these scenarios. That's a goal, right? So that's a tough one. All right. Simple ball over the top. What should we have? One what?
Going up for it, one covering.
At least one covering, two. But look at your weak side. This player, as that ball gets clipped, you should be automatically him by name, drop. Him by name, drop. Him by name, drop. All right. Look at that. He should be able to win this ball, kick it clear. I like your spacing here. I like that. All right. Once he takes it, whoa, hold up. Sorry. All right. So there's once again, we've gone over this before. If he steps to him here, where's this ball going to get played to?
To 24.
So we want to deny. I'd rather him shoot from that distance than play 24. All right. So delay. Because at the end of the day, if they just sprint back to the 18, we can solve this. But because he steps, he's forced to do something. He's forced to play the worst case scenario. All right. So now, once again, this is a bad angle. We're making from this distance, it's a reaction save and not a block. Right?
Yeah.
See what happens there? Committed to that block. You went down early, right?
Yeah.
This is just like I said, these are tough to watch, tough to put out there. I commend you for it, but like we're learning from this because you're doing much better at these in training. All right. Okay, ball is wide. Just looking at our shape here. We have 3 running towards the ball. That means probably some wide open bodies. What's he defending here? Him, but the space is probably more dangerous. He gets caught the wrong side of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's bad. We need that's your center back, right? You said he doesn't play center back, but you can help him here. Just stay inside. Because if let's just say he's right here when this guy picks up the ball, see my cursor?
Yeah.
What would you communicate to him?
So which one? Sorry.
If this player were where my cursor was, what would you be yelling when he receives the ball? Keep him where?
Outside.
Yeah. But because we have the wrong side of leverage, he goes in, loses it. All right. That's trouble. Boom. Now, what would you say once he gets beat? You have a couple decisions to make, right? He gets beat there. You know he's beat. What might be your solution here?
Maybe steal ground.
Yeah, I would say so. Steal ground, go. Just go and maybe slide through that ball. All right. But if you're going to stay, what kind of save do we need to make from that distance?
Reaction.
Yeah, with our hands. Look at that block. You go in, knees come forward. All right. And if you just keep yourself hips back, just make a reaction save, let yourself go. Too much distance for that block shape. Okay. Boom. How many do we have, Zach, on this one? How many people are still with us? 23. No way. I said that's great. Hey, Mac, I really appreciate you. Like I said, this is not easy. Guys, I hope everyone enjoyed this kind of thing. If you're interested in having one of these done, please reach out. I mean, I know that this is the way I learned. And like I said, it's painful to watch mistakes, but I think this is the kind of the missing piece for our development as goalkeepers. And obviously, Mac, was your club coach or a goalkeeper coach for the club ever going over this stuff with you?
No.
So we're just going about our business, kind of not learning these lessons. So I think like seeing this and then being a part of it and then experiencing it is something I think would be beneficial for everybody. And Mac, thank you big time, buddy. I appreciate you doing this. And, guys, like I said, reach out if this is something you're interested in. Mac, any questions before we head out?
No, I'm good.
You're the man. Appreciate everybody, and we'll be in touch here soon. Thanks, buddy.
See ya.
Thank
See ya.
you.